Books with Blue.
Today we are reading Jake Starts School by Michael Wright. Jake woke up his first day of school as sunshine filled the sky, and Fred, his dog, jumped on his bed, then licked him in the eye. Jake brushed his teeth, he combed his hair, he wore his favorite shirt. And packed inside his lunchbox were 2 cookies for dessert. When Mom and Dad called time to go, they drove off in the van to Jake's first fun-filled day of school. At least that was the plan. As they arrived, Jake was surprised to see so many kids. Some of them he'd seen before, but most he never did. "Big day, son! Isn't this exciting?" Then there it was, room number 1, where Jake would join his class. It looked so big, he felt so small, he passed a little gas. Just then, the door swung open and a red-haired lady said, "Hi, I'm your teacher, Mrs. Moore." "Yeah!" Jake screamed, and then he fled. He grabbed his parents at the knees and wouldn't let them go. They told him, "Please, we have to leave." But all he'd say was, "No!" His teacher tried to pry him off. The principal did too. The school nurse gave it her best shot until her face turned blue. "There is no choice," his teacher's voice said to the clumping mass. "It looks like the 3 of you will have to come to class." They walked into the room as one and tried to be discreet. But that's not easy when you've got 3 people in a seat. Jake could not do a single thing as long as he held on. No playing with the other kids, no joining in a song. Finger painting was no fun without a hand or two. His clay would stay a blob all day. He could not squirt the glue. They tried to take a seesaw ride, but didn't have much fun. It's just no good when one side's light and the other weighs a ton. The tricycles were terrible. So was the jungle gym. He could not take a bathroom break. He had to hold it in. He could not feed the classroom pets, the turtle or the bird. There was no way to make a friend. He didn't speak a word. His teacher finally told the class that soon the bell would ring and school would let out for the day. But there was one more thing. "I'd like to read a story before our day is through, so everybody take your place and I will read to you." She turned and reached up on the shelf and found one special book. "This one's about a dog named Fred. Why don't we take a look?" Then from the back part of the room, there came a tiny sound. "I have a dog. His name is Fred," Jake said and turned around. His teacher grinned and asked, "You do? I know what might be fun. If you could hold this book for me, I'll read to everyone." That's when Jake let his parents go, and they felt some relief. It'd been a while since they had some feeling in their feet. With every page, Jake loosened up and saw from where he stood. The whole class sat and smiled at him, and inside, he felt good. And when the closing bell rang out, Jake looked to Mrs. Moore and gave her his last cookie as he walked right out the door. This whole first year with Mrs. Moore has been a lot of fun. Jake's special place to learn and grow in classroom number 1. Thank you for reading with me. Come back soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Books with Blue.